Well, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to look at another dash cam. This one is from a company called Old Shark, and we're going to see how good this one does compared to the last two duds that I did from Chortal. That's coming right up. Well, now looking at the Old Shark dash cam, let's look at some of the specs on this thing. It has a f1.6. It has 6 glass lenses on this 170-degree wide-angle view. The chipset on this dash cam is the Novatech NT96650. It has a nice 3-inch screen on the back. The navigation menu, the user interface, is actually pretty easy to get through, but like all things, let's take a look at the video quality and the audio quality of this dash cam, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Alright, doing a quick audio test with the new dash cam Old Shark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the nice thing is this dash cam actually records 1080p at 30 frames a second, as opposed to those other two dash cams that I reviewed last time that recorded at 24 frames per second, and they were quite bad regarding their image quality. So we'll see how this one does with clarity and image and all that. So as you look here, the video quality during the daytime is not that bad. It's definitely a lot better than the last two dash cams that I had reviewed. This one here is clear enough to where you can see a license plate in the event that you need to be able to pick out a license plate. The sky color, the sharpness was not over sharpened. The saturation wasn't oversaturated. It was, I wouldn't say it's excellent quality video, but I would say that it's good quality video with it. The one thing that I do really like is the fact that it's 1080p at a true 30 frames per second, not 24, skipping around frame rates. It's a nice steady 30 frames per second on this camera, which is very nice. At this point, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the night footage. And as you're looking at the footage, you can tell it's not that great of footage. It doesn't really pick out a lot of the true light sources that are there. Now, it says it's supposed to have night vision capability. Now, on the front of the camera, it does have this little white LED light that you can turn on and off. But it's not going to help you at night, because that little white LED shining on a windshield, all it's going to do is just light up the windshield, and then you won't be able to see out onto a dark roadway with it. So for me, the little light was kind of useless. Now, of course, as we're looking at this footage, I have to compare it to the Thea dash cam that I have, which in my opinion has the best quality night vision or night low light condition dash cam out there right now, and I'm going to put a little side by side just so you can see the difference between the two, because at this point I went ahead and turned on the Thea as well, and let's let them run side by side just so you can see the difference between the Old Shark and the Thea Safeel 1. So, at the end of the day, what do I think about the Old Shark? Well, you know, it is 1080p. It does record in 30 frames per second. I do like the fact that it's using a Novatech chip because, you know, a lot of the Novatech chips were in the early SJ Cam, and I definitely like the footage quality that I was getting out of those action cameras. This dash cam is a little bit different. I don't know if it's a little bit stepped down in quality as far as the Novatech chipset, but, you know, the overall image quality is okay. The audio, well, you know, the audio is kind of what it is when it's a dash cam. These little cameras are not geared around giving you studio quality audio, so I'm not going to bang it real hard for its audio. It's a little bit on the muffled side, but it's clear enough to where you can hear what's going on. The pros on this camera are 1080p, 30 frames a second. It feels very well built. It's very heavy to the feel when you're holding it in your hand, so it actually feels like it's very well made. Would it stand up to Texas heat? I don't know, or I guess we'll have to find out. And that's kind of where it stops. Some of the issues that I ran into with this camera is that when you turn off the car, it would wait probably about 10-15 seconds, and then it would turn off like you think all dash cams would. But the only thing is your settings would change. Like I would have the date setting off, and next thing I know, the date's back on again. And so it doesn't seem to save your settings regarding the date, because for me personally, I don't like the date to show up when I'm doing a dash cam review. I like having the date function when I'm using the dash cam in everyday situations, but otherwise, if I'm doing a review, to me, it just distracts from being able to look at the screen. But it was a little unique because out of 5 times that I would start the truck and wait for the dash cam to come on, it would only come on once every 5 times, because the other 4 times it would just sit there with a blue light on and it wouldn't boot up. And I reached out to Old Shark about it and asked if there's something that's going on. Is there a firmware update? Unfortunately, I've never heard back from them regarding the camera on how I'm supposed to proceed with it. So that was a con for me, the fact that it loses the settings that you put into the camera. Luckily, it doesn't go to 720 on a reboot or a restart. It does stick with a 1080 at 30, so at least you don't have to mess with that. I think the night vision is not as good as it could be, and you see that especially when you compare it to the Thea Safeel 1 dash cam. So overall, I mean, you know, for $60.99, is this a great buy? Do I think that this is something that I'm going to recommend? You know, no offense, it's not like the Chortal cameras that were claiming 30 frames a second. We're only giving you 24. This one is giving you decent image quality, but at $60.99, I think that there's some better options out there, and I really like the Thea Safeel 1. And I know that this is a review about the Old Shark, but I have to say that just because I think the image quality is a little bit better on the Thea. So, you know, I'll put a product link in the description below so that if you want to check out this Old Shark, it is very well made. It does come with some decent goodies with it, but overall, for the price, in my opinion, I think it's about $20 or so, maybe $25 overpriced for what you're getting compared to what you could get with another dash cam out there. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents on this dash cam. I hope you guys have yourself a great weekend, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.